All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz is supposed to be set for October 24th. And I do believe that it's going to be pay-per-view. And I do believe that that is a great decision by the PBC. If they're able to carry that fight through, that is a smart decision. And I think that it is a better way to go about bringing boxing back with a pay-per-view between two high-level fighters, even if there is no crowd, over weeks and weeks of trash fights that people are just not interested in. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. So there's been a fight that has been in the works for at least the last 4 months, about 4 months, I guess. It was actually, no, it's been all year because we were talking about this before the pandemic took place, and I'm not quite sure what month Gervonta Davis fought Yuriorkis Gamboa, but I do believe that all of this year that the conversation has been about Gervonta Davis fighting Leo Santa Cruz. Now, I am really looking forward to that fight. Because if it goes off in October 24th, like they say, it'll be the best fight of the year. And a fight that I would more than happy to pay $50 for. If they say 25, some people said, for 25. If it's 25, I'll go for 25. All right, if for $25, I'm definitely buying it. For me, for $50, I'm buying it, right? I'm buying it. I think that that is a very, very good deal for a Gervonta Davis, Leo Santa Cruz fight, because those are two world champions, two multiple weight class world champions, two guys that who have a very good style. Their style should mesh, and there's just enough intrigue around it because Gervonta Davis it has to come down, or agree, he didn't have to, agreed to come down to 130 pounds for the fight to fight Leo Santa Cruz. So you know that there's going to be some issue around the weight, right? And unfortunately for Gervonta Davis and Gervonta Davis fans, there seems to always be some drama around the weight. So I know that I am definitely in that pay-per-view thing. I hope they give me the weigh-in for free, because I will definitely be watching that with bated breath when Gervonta Davis steps on that scale and it comes out to 131 pounds. So that he can pay a big ass fee to Leo Santa Cruz and go fight that dude at some in between catch weight, which is what I think is going to happen. But if they make the penalty too high, then he's going to have to make that weight and go fight there at 130. But I know he doesn't care about Leo Santa Cruz's belt, because the 130 pound WBA super, is that super featherweight? I think that's super featherweight. I think super featherweight is 130. I always get it twisted up. I know bantamweight is smaller than featherweight. So yeah, because featherweight's 126. So super featherweight, right? So he already had the WBA, the super WBA super featherweight championship before. So he's really he's fighting for a belt that he held up until, his last fight that he had with Yuriorkis Gamboa. So I don't know if there's really that much motivation for him to get that belt. I think the motivation for Gervonta Tank Davis is the money, is the name recognition and all that stuff, because he's been groomed to try to be a big money superstar. And obviously the dude is doing a good job for it, because if the PBC is willing to put up a pay-per-view event in the middle of a pandemic, they've got a lot of faith in this guy's ability, to attract viewers. Now, first of all, as far as the fight goes, I'm Gervonta Tank Davis all day. I think that Leo Santa Cruz is selling his head, right? I think he's like, hey, how else am I going to get on pay-per-view? Leo Santa Cruz did an excellent job of ducking a lot of people in his career in order to keep himself at the high level of the 120? I think he was originally at 122, then he ducked out. He might have been at 118. Then he moved to 122. We ducked Guillermo Rigondeaux ducked him like COVID, like Gervonta Davis. Like Guillermo Rigondeaux was the original COVID. Moved up to 126 pounds, was there for a very long time, never fought Gary Russell Jr., never even acted like he wanted to fight Gary Russell Jr., right? So now he's going to go up there against a guy like Gervonta Tank Davis, who is a killer. He's doing that so he can get that money because he doesn't have much longer left in his career. So I think he's, and I think there's a lot of people out there just think that Leo Santa Cruz is just selling his name to Gervonta Davis so Gervonta Davis can get another good name on his resume, get some more highlight reels and all that, right? So, but again, the reason, even though I don't think, I think Gervonta Davis is going to knock him out. I think he's probably going to knock him out somewhere around 7 rounds, something like that. It'll take him a little while maybe to figure out Leo Santa Cruz and, really time Leo Santa Cruz, because Leo Santa Cruz does have pretty fair defense and keeping people from landing real firm shots because he's got them real long arms, and it seems like he can cover his head and his knees at the same time with his forearms. But, before he does this, but Gervonta Davis is going to see that tell and he's going to knock him out. So that's what I think of the fight. But now, as far as a pay-per-view, I'm sure there's a lot of people that will think, and I saw a channel that I respect a lot. I saw the title. I didn't listen to the whole video, but it was a title. It was by Town Biz, guys channel I watch every day. Excellent channel about boxing and other, and other related issues. And the title of the video was, Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz, October 24th. Does anybody care? Right now, I don't think that there's a lot of people that care, and I don't think that it's going to be. Well, I think there are people that care, but I don't. The reason why I think the pay-per-view is smart is that it's a pay-per-view model that would kind of be similar to what HBO used to do, where HBO would put fights on pay-per-view and they didn't really expect the pay-per-views to make a lot of sales. But what it did was it allowed them not to have the majority of the fight coming off of their budget. So as long as they reach their break-even point, right, then it's a good deal for everybody. The network gets their name associated with a fight that people see, right? And it keeps them being able to put out boxing content, right? So, because that's what HBO needs. They need to put out boxing content. And also if they make them, but it won't, if they make their break-even part, it's not going to cost them any money to do it. Gervonta Davis also then gets to, he's living in a situation where, he's getting paid basically off commission. You get paid for every ticket that gets sold. So, man, you're riding on your own popularity. So, seems like a good situation to be able to attract 2 high-level fighters to fight one another, right? Because they know that they're not going to get the money guaranteed, but if it's pay-per-view, at least they know that if they push the fight and they are really out there trying to sell it, that they can get more money than they would otherwise get, right? Versus what you see where there is no pay-per-view, like the ESPN card, where you might get, fights with terrible mismatches, right? And fights with guys that you really don't care about seeing that much. Maybe there's a lot of people looking to see Oscar Valdez and Baranga. I was looking forward to that kid Baranga though. Was it Ed Baranga? Puerto Rican kid out of New York with the 1-punch knockout streak. Been watching him for a while. Think highly of him. Well, I like what I see so far from him, and we'll see whether or not, he's going to have the boxing skills when he has to move up in weight and start fighting guys that are in bigger weight classes, because the kid is really, really big for that weight class. Reminds me a little bit of Jaime Munguia when he was at 154 pounds. So we'll have to see, what his skills are when he starts getting up in higher level competition. But you know what I mean? But that's just like, hey, I just happen to know who these guys are, and maybe I'll go look at the show. But most people don't know who any of these guys are, and that's why their TV rankings are around 300,000, 400,000 averages on a network like ESPN, right? So, but if you really want to have bang for your buck and make an impression and get people, something would get them excited, you got to do something like what the UFC did with Masvidal and the black dude that he got beat by. I don't remember his name. I think it was an African name, like you something. Sorry, I don't do MMA. I respect it more every day, but I don't do MMA. Don't claim to be an expert. But they did like 1.3 million pay-per-view buys because the card was good. Same thing will happen, I do believe, if you have a good card in a boxing match. this pandemic is almost made for pay-per-view because the people that can afford to pay it will watch. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's my take on the situation. I'm looking forward to the Gervonta Davis, Leo Santa Cruz fight. You let me know if you're looking forward to it. Also, make sure you, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. Leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you for all your support. And with that, I'm out. Peace.